Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of today's Youth. And today we have the pleasure to be joined by Haneen Sidqi. She's graduating senior studying communication and media arts. She will tell us more about her activities during university years and how is she looking forward to the future. Hello and thank you for joining us, Haneen.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Haneen, tell me, you've joined several activities at the university years, the first year program, you're in the Student Union. Tell me more about those activities and their impact on your development of personality and so on.
So I joined like a lot of activities, and it was initially to because I didn't live in Egypt in my upcoming when I was a child, so I just wanted to get to know more people and widen my social circle. So then this was my getaway, and it was actually really good for my personality because I grew more, I became more of an extrovert, I was able to talk to people, and I also learned a lot of skills, so that was great.
Yeah, Haneen, you studied communication and media arts.
Yeah.
Tell me more, why did you choose this field of study?
Because I was always interested in television and radio, and I got told a lot that I would fit in that field, and I enjoyed it a lot in the 4 years. It was amazing.
And what are you planning for the future?
I'd love to work with my voice, not on camera because I'm very shy, but I'd like to work in radio or voiceover or podcasting and all that.
Yeah, you also have a very special passion for graphic design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my minor. It's my second minor, one of my two minors.
Okay, tell me more about that.
I've always been artistic. Initially, I wanted to major in graphic design actually, but then I changed my mind. And actually, in the activities that I do, mostly I do multimedia and designs and these sort of stuff. And minoring also helped a lot.
Right. You also participated in several important activities through the Theatre and Film Club. Tell me about those activities. Did you participate in the latest film festival that took place at AUC?
Yeah, that was actually just in March, and it was a collaboration between the union and the Theatre and Film Club, and it was great. We were planning to have submissions from all over Egypt. And yeah, so we had celebrities there, we had red carpet, and it was very interesting altogether.
Tell me more about your passion for multimedia design and branding. How do you see the future in this field?
Actually, I see the future that it's going to be more minimalist work rather than a lot of colors and a lot of designs. How I started was because when I entered the activities field, I wanted to go into something artistic. So I tried to do multimedia, and then onwards it just grew. And also branding has always been interesting because while you're working in the activities, you work on the logo of the clubs, the branding of the social media and all that.
During the final year, you worked as an operations director. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I worked in the first year program and also in the Theatre and Film Club. So operations is basically a mixture between multimedia, marketing, and logistics. Logistics, I've never tried before. It was my first year to ever work in it. It's more so of the operational side, so getting the physical work, getting all the physical things we need, and operations is having the mixture of both gave me a lot of experience. I didn't work that much in logistics. I had my partner that did, but still I got a lot of insights in it.
Tell me more about your experience in living abroad. You lived abroad before returning back to Egypt and going to university years. Tell me about that experience and how did it impact you?
So I moved to Kuwait when I was 6, and I only came back to Egypt when I was 18, so for university. I think back then, Kuwait is quite a small country, and it's very quiet and very calm. So when I came to Egypt, there was like a huge culture shock. However, I love it here a lot more because at the beginning, when I first came to Egypt, like I had an accent and I did not know a lot of things. I did not know a lot of places, which I was teased for a lot. So I decided that I wanted to be this Egyptian person. So now I'm actually like my parents, when they talk to me, they're very shocked by how much I developed coming from Kuwait to Egypt. But I prefer here more.
Right, you're also a member of the Student Union. Tell me about the activities that you performed through this.
I was an art director, so again, part of the design. Actually, back then it was in COVID, so we did not have that many activities, but still I was responsible for the social media content, and creating that was also really fun. And also the Student Union is a very big entity, so it gave me a lot of confidence to start working in other places. And yeah.
And what are your plans and dreams for the future?
I really want to work in my field. I really want to work in communication and media arts, specifically radio or podcasting. I just want to use my voice. Because I had a class that was to do with that, and it was the most fun, and I think I do the best in it as well.
Yeah. So you have a good voice?
I like to think so.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, what do you think of youth empowerment? How can we empower youth? And here in Egypt, a lot of activities have been taking place to empower youth. We've seen the youth conferences taking place, the presidential leadership program. How can we empower youth, in your opinion?
I think a big part of it is to give us the space. Because things are changing so much in the last few years, it's always the elder people, they think that we should stick to the traditional side of things, which is great. However, they need to accept that things are changing and that we are no longer kids. Like I'm 20, I just turned 22, and my parents still think I'm very young. I think but now that they give me the space to do things, I grow more and I actually feel more empowered. Also, these conferences, just giving us the attention also helps a lot.
Talking about those conferences, have you been following all the youth conferences that took place, the International Youth Forum, bringing youth from different parts of the world, from different countries in one place? How far do you think this create a bond among the youth from different countries and exchange of a platform for exchange of knowledge and experience?
I think it's so great because we get to meet people. I didn't personally go, I wish I could, but I didn't. I think just meeting people from other cultures and other traditions widens your perspectives and your mentality a lot. So I think that's so great. And also I think it breaks the barrier between the countries, and it just gives us that push that if someone wants to travel to explore something, they kind of feel the confidence like to do so.
Hanin, you definitely met a lot of obstacles during your university years, your school years, and throughout your years of transferring from Kuwait to Egypt. Tell me, how do you face obstacles? How do you overcome them?
Okay. Actually, how I deal with obstacles is not to ignore them, but to kind of just quickly think of how to fix them, rather, because I feel like freaking out on the spot just wastes my time and it really doesn't work. So on the spot, I just think really quickly, like, how can I fix this, or how can I like get past it, and then later I can have like a whole freak out session. But on the spot, I like to think of like solutions.
And what would you like to tell youth about the persistence and perseverance to reach your goals?
I think to always put it in mind that you can always reach it, but some things, because it's always a cliche to say, like, always work hard and you will reach the goal, but sometimes on your way you'll figure out that maybe this isn't the best thing for me and you'll have a different goal, and that's okay.
الدنيا اللي مفيش فيها كره وغل، الشمس بتطلع فيها تنور قلب الكل.
الحب يكون هو لغتها والناس تستمتع بحياتها،
والخير يزيد ويفيض ويغطي حدود الأرض.
I dream a world where no one hates to hold a grudge.
Da forstuir una fotisito allora
Dove si vive per l'amore che riempie il tempo di colore.
любить и жить то, что дается свыше нам.
نحلم بالدنيا اللي يعيش فيها ناس في سلام، ناس يفكروا في المستقبل يشوفوا القدام.
الحلم بيلمع بعيونهم مو فرقة للونهم ولا دينهم،
بس قابلين كل اختلافاتهم عايشين مع بعض.
أحلم بمكان الحب بيطرح فيه ويملى، بحلم بمكان في كل اللي احنا بنتمناه.
وما نتحججش بأي ظروف ونعيش من غير إحساس الخوف، مع عالم واحد كل الناس بتعيش جواه.
I dream of a world where love steals everything we do. I dream of a world where everything we hope comes true.
No obstacles will stand our way, no doubt or fear to chase away. One world that does not think in terms of me and you.
de braços dados e brilho em cada olhar. Sorrindo juntos nós podemos ir além.
눈 감고 상상해봐요. 모두 따뜻한 세상.
Novo mundo orientado para o bem.
كلنا جايين من نفس الأب ونفس الأم،
من حواء ومن آدم من الآخر نفس الدم. هي حقيقة ولازم نرضى.
كلنا راكبين مركب واحدة،
أكيد رايحين نوصل مع بعض البر أمان.
ख्वाब की दुनिया का जाऊं चैन हो अमन, हर किसी का कल खिला हो जैसे महका चमन.
Tulivyoshikana siku za kale, kwa nini tena tutenganishwe? Tamani dunia yaliyo na umoja.
I dream of a world where love steals everything we do. I dream of a world where everything we hope comes true.
No obstacles will stand our way, no doubt or fear to chase away. One world that does not think in terms of me and you.
أحلم بمكان الحب بيطرح فيه ويملى، بحلم بمكان في كل اللي احنا بنتمناه.
وما نتحججش بأي ظروف
ونعيش من غير إحساس الخوف، مع عالم واحد كل الناس.
بتعيش جواه.
Welcome back. Hanin, tell me, you traveled a lot with your parents and family. Tell me more about your traveling abroad. Which countries did you visit? What did the travel experience add to you on the personal level?
So yeah, my parents are big travelers. They're actually currently in France right now, so they love traveling all the time. In the beginning, I was always very shy to travel, but then by time I just got used to it, and I think just I've been to honestly I've been all over, like everywhere, France, all over Europe. I've been to the U.S., Asia. And it's amazing. I always love traveling. Sometimes I get a little bit shy because I do wear the hijab, so I always kind of panic a little bit that people won't treat me as nicely, but I've never had a problem with that. Also, like experiencing, like having to deal with different languages. We always try to see if someone's speaking in English or Arabic, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not always the case because so it's fun to learn languages, like very little from it in the short stay that we have.
What's the most interesting country that you visited?
Holland. I loved Holland so much. It was amazing.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam. Yeah.
So that's the most interesting.
It was the nicest place. I think maybe the most interesting would be Malaysia. I've been to Malaysia, but
Yeah.
Holland was my favorite. It was my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
place to
What do you like about Holland?
First of all, that they all speak English. That's really nice because
Yeah.
it's not really the language, but they all do.
Yes.
And also just how beautiful it is, and it's very diverse. It's just such a pretty place, and it's also very calming because like there are other cities like Madrid, for example, is very busy, so it gets a little bit hectic. But
Yeah.
Holland was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Holland and Amsterdam specifically with all the canals and
Yeah,
people are very lively over there.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more about your hobbies.
So my hobbies mainly is design, like I did in the activities. This involves not only digital design or graphic design, I also love just fashion in general. I love drawing and all that, so I love that. And I also play the flute. Haven't in a few years, but I still master it.
So
I
you
think.
also have a love for music.
I love music, yeah, so
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Did you ever get engaged in community service?
So yeah, I was a part of, there is this entity in the university called Mashroh Khair. They're responsible for community work for orphans. So we would like visit the orphanage every single week, and I was part of the committee that was called Bil Alwan. So what we would do there is just do artistic activities such as like coloring, glass painting, and all that. So this was really cool.
Haneen, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Hopefully a radio presenter.
A radio presenter
Yeah.
here in Egypt.
Yes, I know. I want to stay. Living abroad, I've tried that, and I like it here a lot more.
So you're planning to live here in Egypt and to
Hopefully.
work in the media field.
Yeah.
Great. Haneen, what would you like to tell youth? I mean, a message you would like to send to the youth from your place here?
To always go out of their way so they don't really stick to safe options. Sometimes taking risks can be happy moments for them. And also to explore, so you don't have to only stick to things you know you can do. You can try and fail, and maybe you can try and succeed. But even failing just shows you that maybe I shouldn't try this, and maybe I should try something else. So just always try.
Right, we're going to a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, Haneen. Tell me, how did the fact that you're living alone here in Egypt since you came to university, how did this impact your personality, becoming more independent? Tell me more about this experience.
So the reason I live alone is that my parents live in Kuwait. I did as well, but not anymore. So just to help with, because I also live in Mohandesin while my university is in Tagamma, so to help with that, I would actually stay in dorms a lot. So what I learned, honestly, is a lot of things. So obviously cooking, laundry, and all that. A lot of the time, I would try to like avoid all these chores. But in the end, you kind of feel very responsible for yourself. Also, you start worrying for yourself. So you start feeling that I need to be careful because there won't be someone that can fix
Take
my
care
mistakes.
of me, or, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So you feel like I need to be careful because I will have to deal with the consequences. But also how to entertain myself a lot, because I would try to actually stay on, because the dorms are on campus. So I would try to stay on campus until like 10 p.m. and then going back to my apartment, I would have to start finding ways. I would often call my parents a lot to kind of tell them about my day. But I also like learned how to be a lot more independent. I learned how to not be so reckless. So yeah, that helped out a lot.
Right. Haneen, you're graduating senior, so you're in, this is the last semester, and your grades are out probably by now. You will be having your graduation ceremony soon. Tell me, what are your immediate plans?
My immediate plans is to take a little bit of a break because honestly, I loved university so much and I loved all the activities I did there, but it was very hectic 4 years. I don't think I got a break all 4 years. So my immediate plans is to take a break. However, I really want to start looking for proper jobs. Specifically in my field, however, I think even if I don't find straight ahead in my field, I don't mind doing internships or learning new activities. And actually, even without work, I want to learn new skills. So I took a class that was Intro to Ceramics. It was basically pottery and all that, and I loved it. So I actually want to expand that hobby a lot over the next few months since I will be quite free.
Yeah. So you will stay during the coming summer here in Egypt?
Actually, at the end of the summer, I have a Europe plan, like a Europe trip plan with my friends towards the end of the summer. But for the next like 2 months, yeah, I'm staying here.
Are you planning to pursue your postgraduate studies?
I actually really want to, but I got a lot of advice from several graduates that said that first of all you need to take a job or kind of expand your work experience before you go into like postgraduate studies, because when you go get a job, like you will have a lot more experience than just simply working on your postgraduate studies. So I want to pursue that, but maybe not this year.
Not this year. Okay, tell me more about your university years, the 4 whole years. You said you've enjoyed them a lot. How did they affect you on the personal level, on the academic level also? Tell me about different experiences that you passed through.
Okay, so I love AUC. I love the university so much, so leaving is breaking my heart, honestly. In the beginning, when I first came, because I came from Kuwait, I was very shy. I'm not generally a shy person, but I was very shy because I did not know anyone. I only came with one friend from Kuwait. And everyone there did just, I felt like I was very out of place, and there was obviously the culture shock. But in the first year, I actually applied for activities in the first semester, and I did not get accepted. So I felt like I could not do much. But then when I started applying again and I started getting accepted, I started building my social circle a lot more. And ever since then, it's just university has been my home. Even when my parents are here, I really want to stay there all the time. On the academic level, I'm actually doing well, alhamdulillah, so that's great. But I think the main reason is because I really love my major, and I really love, so I also minor in graphic design and linguistics. I love the two minors, and that's the biggest reason for my success, I guess. And also the university really gives us a lot of opportunities to grow. So I think that's the biggest part. Maybe if I was another university, I wouldn't have grown so much, and maybe I wouldn't have tried so much things.
Yes, AUC is very special when it comes to the social life inside the university. Tell me other activities that you joined in addition to the Student Union. You also joined the first year program. Tell me more about this program.
So the first year program is an entity which is responsible for first year students for their first year. What we do, like our biggest event is a 3-day event called orientation. So we take all the first year students and we introduce them to the university on campus, but we also introduce them to because studying in AUC is very unique compared to the other universities, so we really have to explain what's credit hours, what are the courses like, who are the nice professors and all that. So we are responsible for them for that, like these 3 days. Onwards, there are the peer leaders. They are responsible for them for the rest of the year. So they're like a guide. Each peer leader will have like 15 students, and they're their guide until the end of their first year, maybe onwards if they do remain friends. So this really eases the first year students into the university and helping them out with not being too shocked from everything there.
Yes. Tell me, if we talk more about youth and about the role towards their countries, what do you think is the role of youth towards their countries?
I think to really start thinking how to innovate the country, because it is moving in a really fast pace, and that's so great. But to also start thinking, how can I make it better? How can I how can I make it better? How can I start because there are like the startups and the entrepreneurs that are coming up now. So it's so great to do these things in our country, because a lot of the youth now, or myself included, we start sometimes thinking, how about I go abroad? How about I live in the US or try something new there? I think just sticking here for a little bit will help out with feeling the bond between us and our countries.
Yeah. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Haneen Siddiqui. All the best of luck, dear. And dear viewers, that brings us to the end of this edition of Today's Youth. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.